Good morning again. It is Thursday. Are we even keeping track of the days? It's Thursday morning and we are about to start Zumba Gold. We've got about 10 minutes before we start. So as always, if you are watching this at a later time and it's not Thursday morning for you, you can go ahead and move forward about 10 minutes. We've got a 10-minute lead before we begin to work out. So I'm excited to be back with you again today. We're going to do some cardio together. We're going to do some strength training. We're going to do some balance and some flexibility. Some of our balance is incorporated into the cardio as we move back and forth. So not balance per se as in still. We may have a little time for that. We'll see. Let's see, we also have some tools that you're going to need. Good morning. Some tools that you're going to need to use. So you're going to need weights of some kind. You're going to need a ball or a pillow, and you're going to need a stretchy band. And I'll show you what those are about. As you're jumping on, good morning, everyone. So weights, you can use dumbbells, or I'm going to use plates today. Matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of plates off of these. And you can also use, canned items from home, or depending on what weight factor you're looking for. If you're wanting just a pound or so, generally a soup can or something like that is just under a pound sometimes. So you can weigh that on a kitchen scale if you have one of those. A stretchy band or stretchy fabric or a towel as a last resort. You won't get quite the same, but you can give it a try. Good morning, Jane. Glad to have you. Let's see what else. I said a band, a ball, okay? A ball or a pillow. So here's an option that you can use if you don't have a ball. I know we talk about this all the time for those of you who are just gung-ho and you're here every time, but we do have new people that are coming on, so I just want to make sure that everyone's ready and prepared and has the tools that they need. So you can see my ball back there in the corner. And if you don't have a ball, you can roll up a pillow. So for instance, if we're doing a squeezing type exercise, it gives you something to push against. This is a little harder, but if I've got a little distance there, then it gives me a little bit more work. So a rolled up pillow works instead of a ball if you don't have a ball. I would not recommend a basketball or volleyball. You could probably use that, but what we want is a little bit of push to it. So that's why those ones, they'll give you the space, but they're kind of hard. So you can decide, we're flexible. We're going to work with whatever we have, right? That's kind of the name of the game these days. Yeah, those of you who are less flexible, you're probably feeling it a little bit more. Those of you who are a little bit more flexible or probably have a little bit maybe lower stress happening right now. And so we've got music, and let's see, we're going to do our cardio at the front end of class, and then we will move into our strength and the rest of what we're going to be doing today. And so the cardio, it's up to you to decide how high or how low you want your heart rate, and how you can change that is make the moves bigger or make the moves smaller. So depending on the size of the movement for you, that's going to help determine where your heart rate is, if it's up or if it's down a little bit. You always can use a chair. Morning, Levi. You can always use a chair. You don't have to use a chair. There's a few exercises that we will use the chair for. And I don't want you to be thinking that just because we have a chair, that means that it's, easier, because that's not true. So sometimes we're strategic about how we do things. And sometimes I'm always going to give a standing or a seated option so that you can decide if you want to stand or you want to sit. You don't have the option to just sit and not work. You can take breaks, but we're going to be together for an hour and we're going to be working together. So I want you to go at your own pace. I want you to do what feels right for your body, for your joints, for your hips, those kinds of things. And I want you to challenge your muscles just a little bit. So maybe if you've been using a soup can at home, maybe you want to get something just a little bit heavier, maybe a quart-sized water bottle or something like that, that just maybe gives you a little bit more work, okay? Because I want you to be challenging yourself. When we come back to class, I don't want to be starting here, right? I want to be starting from where you are today and continue to work. So I want to make sure that you're keeping your strength and your muscle tone and that kind of thing, okay? So we have about 5 minutes before we start. Let's see, Levi? Good to see you. Okay, so tools that you're going to need. You can see behind me, I've got a ball back here. I've got some weights and a band. Now, if you don't have a band, maybe a bungee cord or stretch knit fabric, old leggings. Seams might, excuse me, I gotta scratch my eyeball. Okay, so seams may pop when you pull those leggings apart. That's why I say an old pair, because you, unless you want to repair the seams that you pop when you pull them. A ball or a pillow. Pillow you can use instead of a ball. You'll see how we do that a little bit later. And some weights. I'm going to be using plates today because they're kind of my favorite, and I actually happen to have some. So I'm going to use plates. You can use dumbbells. You can use anything that gives you a little bit more resistance for the weight. You can also use nothing and just really use your mind to make your muscles do some work. So there's that too. So just because you might not have the equipment that I'm talking about, I still want you to jump in and move with us and stay stronger. Okay, so I'm in charge of the safe, fun part. You're in charge of how high your heart rate is, the position that you have your body in for safety, those kinds of things. So I will always show you options for modification if you need any. And if by chance I don't show a modification, let's say you have a shoulder injury and we're doing something and you're like, gee, Michelle, I can't do that and I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do different. Please send me a little message, and I will be able then to readdress that and maybe give you some tips on keeping those hips and shoulders and stuff. Hey, Cynthia. Safe, okay? So a couple of minutes before we start, our cardio is going to be in one chunk. This is silver strength, which means that the cardio section is a little bit shorter. That's really the only difference between a silver strength and a silver stamina. Boy, everybody's hopping on now. Hey, Margie. And so, anyway, the cardio section on a silver stamina, like Linda taught on Monday, is a little bit longer. And the cardio part on a strength class is just a little bit shorter. So we have a little bit more room to get some of those smaller muscle groups like forearms and calves and shins and things like that. So we have a little bit more time to work on those muscles, but that doesn't mean we're gonna lollygag. We're just gonna keep working through. I'm always gonna show you, or you will always have an option to do the exercises in a chair or to do the exercises standing. That's going to be up to you. And hi, Denise. And so you get to decide a lot of things. So of all the things you don't have control of right now, today in this class, you do get to have some choices. So kudos to us, right? We actually get to make some choices. And so I'm really excited to be here again. You know how passionate I am about movement and life health. Health for life, movement for life. So I'm just so glad that you guys are so dedicated. And some of you are just like, so consistent. And so keep it up. Keep up the consistency. If you aren't consistent yet, today's a great day to start. Because it only takes a short window of time for you to start losing your muscle. Okay, it's like, it starts at about 24 hours. And so you want to make sure that you continue moving as much as you can in the space that you have to move in. All right, it's about time to get started. So I'm gonna get our music going here in just a second. I just wanna make sure that everyone has the tools that they need. A ball or pillow, stretchy item of some kind, weights of some kind, a sturdy chair, not one with wheels, and some water. Maybe a towel, you might sweat just a little bit. So I'm gonna turn on the music and let's get going. Let's get this chair right over here to the side. So during the cardio section, remember that you can always sit or you could stand. That's completely up to you. And you can always have the chair close for balance. And in class, I would have the chair a little bit closer, but because we're confined to the camera space, I'm gonna go ahead and leave the chair to the side for the cardio, but you can use your chair however you want to. So let's start warming up together. Let me know, lift, down, how the volume is, okay? Because for me, it's super loud, but I want to make sure that you can kind of, feel the groove. It's a lot more fun that way. Let's swim forward. Make your swim the size that your shoulder likes, okay? So maybe it's bigger. Maybe it's just a roll. That's up to you. Let's roll the shoulders back or swim back. Remember, we're warming up, so start slow, start small, and let it grow. Lift one heel behind you. Lift, lift. So we're warming up the hamstrings. Maybe a little push forward. Knee lifts in the front. Lift, lift. You can always hang on to your chair, right? So warming up the front of those hips. Okay, now watch. We're going to step, touch, and then lift. Touch, lift, touch, lift. When we change legs, we're going to do a lift, and then we're going to do lift. Lift, lift, touch. Lift, touch. Good. Feet just a little wider than the hips. Bend the knees. Give me a little wiggle. So I want your weight to go from foot to foot. Right, left. Pull your abs in strong. Now let's circle those hips. You can shake it if you want, or not. I know some are not the shaking kind. That's okay. Let's go the other direction, but some of you are. Shake it out, however you want. Last time around, march. Arms up, march. Arms up, march. Arms up, and wave. March. Arms out. Out. One more time. Now sway. Feet are wide. Paint the wall from the ceiling to the floor. Ooh, I've got painting to do. Let's use a different illustration. Okay? Here comes some cardio, our first cardio song. Punch or punch. You decide where you want that arm to go. Up, down, 4 times. Other side, 4 times. Or this side. If you want, then left, single. Reach, 4 on the right, 4 on the left. Let's step 2 over here. 1, 1. How about we punch the arms? Remember, you can be in your chair, or you can make it smaller. Squeeze back. Squeeze. Squeeze. Right arm up and down. Left side. 4 times. 4 right. 4 left. 2, 2. Use your legs to get that heart rate higher. Singles. Maybe 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab a quick drink. Give me a little clap. Arms up. Stomp. 2 right, 2 left. Hamstring curl, pull back. Hold. Pull. Step 2 right. Reach up, down, down. 2 left. Up, down, down. 2 right. I want those punching bag arms to be strong, okay? Stomp 2 right and left. Your way. Pull it in. Make it strong. Up, down, down. Now watch my heel. Can you see my heel? I kind of dig it. Dig it. Dig, dig. 2 heels or 2 stomps. Hamstring curl. Squeeze. Hold. Hold. You guys look awesome. Roll it, punch. Up, down, down. Your way. Stomp. Hamstring curl. Feet wide or narrow. Sit back, squeeze up. And by squeeze, I'm in the back side. Step 2. Up, down, down. 2 left. Up. Thank you, Amelia, for that choreography. Okie dokie, grab a quick drink. Clap it up, clap it down. B-step right. B-step on the left. So you're stepping wide and then narrow. Right side. I'm sure. Looks so awesome. Reverse your arms, other way. However you want, right? Reach up. Reach down. Reach up. Reach down. V-step. Arms, whatever. Left side. Two more. Time to wind it up. Shake. This should be bringing your heart rate up a little. Reverse. Or, yeah. Reach up. Reach down. Up. Step clap. All right, nice work. Nice work. You should be having a little ticker movement right now. Heels out, right and left. We're gonna scoot over. Big step to the right. Heels out, left, right. Stay here. Big step left. Heels out. Rock or tap back. Tap, front, back, side. Back, front, back, side. You do whatever you want as far as intensity. Heels out. Big step to the right. Stay here. Big step. Double dig forward. Double dig. Now windmill back. Double dig, windmill. Tap back, back, front, back, side. Back, front, back, side. You can add a little bounce, or you can keep it to just a tap, or somewhere in the middle. Right, left. Big step to the right. Heels out. Big step left. Heels up. Double dig forward. Windmill back. Double dig. Windmill back. Hold it here. Hat or guitar. Very nice. I'm going to put my glasses back on so I can see. Okay. Grab a quick drink of water. It's about time to start bringing the heart rate down a little bit. We're going to have it up for about half the song, and then we'll start to bring it down. Give me a kick in the front. Arm wherever you want. Okay, single, single, double. Single, single, double. step touch. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Tall through the spine, in with the belly. Good. Lift, push, nice. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of standing leg work. So, if you want to be in your chair or if you already have been in your chair, that's fine. If your heart rate is still up a little bit, I want you to keep moving because I don't want the blood to pool in your extremities. So if you're standing, I want you to go wide and you're going to hang onto the chair. I'm going to move the chair so you can see. Width is up to you, okay? So go kind of wide. Your feet are turned out just a little bit. And then I want you to go back and forth. Okay? Hold up for 1 second. If you are seated, you're going to go wide here, and you're going to pull with your foot on the floor. Okay? Hamstring, inner thigh. So if you're standing, I want you to think about roller skates on your feet, and you don't want those roller skates to get away from you. So you're going to pull them in together. So I'm moving the chair so you can see my body. Sink in a little. Pull this skate in. Pull this skate in. Pull this skate in. Pull this skate in. Now look at my hips. They're squared up and they're straight up and down. They're not here. Okay? And look at my knees. They don't go past the toes. So depending on your rotation, take a break. Depending on your hip mobility, you're going to line your foot up so that the knee goes over it regardless of how far turned out you are, okay? So let's go for round 2. Stand or sit, that's up to you. Pull. So look, if that's too wide, stay a little higher out of it, but your knee still stays right over the foot. Inner thigh, a little bit of deep glute, and a tiny hamstring. Because you're pulling your skates together. Pull the skate, pull the skate, pull the skate, pull the skate. 4, 3, 2, hollow hips. Are you feeling it in here? Yes, that's normal, okay? That's normal. So let's shake it out a little bit. Grab a quick drink. How are your legs holding up? Can we go into squats or we need a little break in between? We're gonna do it. Grab your chair. You can start at the bottom or you can start at the top. Here's the bottom, what it looks like. That's option 1. Option 2 is here. Pick your choice and let's do it together. Come on, get started. Squeezing your glutes together and up, yeah? 2 more, 2 more. 1 more. Give it a little wiggle. I know you want another round of squats, so that's what we're doing. Okay? Roll it back. Pull it in. Option 1 or 2. You get started. Make sure your chair is where you think it is, because we're actually going to sit in it. So I don't want it to be off to the side somewhere so that you land on the ground, right? Alright. Lower. Slow. 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 Not seated yet. Hover and lower yourself in. I don't want you dropping guys hear the lawnmower? Somebody, thumbs up if you can hear the lawnmower. Start at the top, squeeze the shoulder blades together, or if that's too much for your shoulder, go the opposite direction and squeeze up here. The primary muscle group is everything around your shoulder blades. So the rhomboids are your upper posture muscles. So you choose, you can stand or you can sit, but let's set the shoulders, let's set the core, and let's think tall. Oops, too tight, here we go. So, your shoulder blades are flattening out and squeezing together. I don't want them poking out behind you. I want you squeezing them flat against your back. Let's do one more after this one. And take a break. So if the overhead is too much on the shoulder joint, you can go lower, okay? We got another set. Down and up. Or up and down, you're choosing. My thumbs are pointing up. Okay? My pinkies are leading on the way down. My thumbs are leading on the way up. 2 more reps for real. One last time. Nice work. Good. Okay, go ahead and pick up one of your weights. We're going to do chest, front, shoulder. Stand or sit, that's going to be up to you. So front, shoulder, and chest. So what I want you to do here is you're going to lift, step back. You're going to lift and see how my palms are starting to come up and my pinkies are starting to be toward one another. Squeeze the chest and then bring it back down. So it's not this motion, that's a different exercise, a good exercise, but not what we're doing right now. You're coming in with this angle right here. And I want you to activate all the chest muscles on both sides. They're like a fan, okay? So make that fan tight on each side. You can do one at a time if you need to. I'll stand back so you can see. Roll it, set it, lift slow, squeeze in, take it back out. So see, my weights make a V, yours should too. So when I start at the bottom, my pinkies are backward to the back of the room. And then when I lift and I rotate, my pinkies come to the front of the room. Okay? So chest more than shoulder. Chest more than shoulder. Squeeze. Yeah. Good. Squeeze in front. Last one, we'll take a little break. Okay? So what I want you to think about also, besides activating all of those muscles, is not activating this. So I don't want this all tight and tense. I don't want your jaw all tight and tense. So take a breath and let all this relax and let this relax and make this do the work. Okay? Let's go again. Deep breath. It's slow and it's controlled. What if that's too high? Then stay lower, okay? You can still squeeze your chest with your arms down lower. I can feel that a lot because I'm activating my chest muscles with my brain. Shoulders relaxed, neck and jaw relaxed. Core is not, it's pulled in strong. Can we do 2 more? It's a lot, I know. Yes, it's easy. 1 more because we can. Good. Boom and down. All right, let's give that upper body a little bit of a break. And let's go ahead and work our inner thighs, outer thighs. We did our inner thighs when we did this pull thing. We did hamstring and inner thigh both on that. So let's work the outside of the leg a little bit. Go ahead and grab your band, or you can just use your legs. That's going to be up to you. Get a little more. So we're going to lift. We're going to lift. Look at my foot. I don't want you to turn it out here, okay? I want you to kind of turn it in actually, so you get this part of your leg. If you're turning it out here, you're getting your quads. We do a lot with the quads already. So this is the area that doesn't get a ton of work in everyday life. So that's why I want you to concentrate on the side. Lift and down, lift and down. That's what we're going to be doing with the band, okay? So you can either stand on it like this. Notice my range of motion is a lot smaller. That's fine. If you're seated, you're going to put the band around your feet, and I'm going to do the first round seated. Okay? You're going to open and close. Open. Where is my ankle in relationship to my knee? Okay? It's straight up and down. We're all working. Everybody's working. Okay? So it's not here. Look. I don't want that. I want this. So your knees come apart, and that's how you're going to activate this side. One more each side. Good. Take a break. So round 2 is our muscles are a little bit fatigued. And here's the deal. With your body, your stronger muscles will take over for your weaker muscles. That's what it does. So that's why we want to kick to the side like this, is because these guys say, hey, I can do it, and these guys say, go right ahead. So you really have to concentrate, especially on the second round, to make sure we're working the right muscle group, okay? So same thing with when you're seated. Here's where your ankle wants to go out first, and I don't want your ankle to go out first. So set your posture, think nice and tall. Lift, tip over, lift. Now, if that's balance is more than you want, you can step out, step in, okay? Step out, step in. Or you can stand on one leg and give that little tap. Try not to lean too much to the side. Here's a tiny lean. If it's too much on your knee joint, give a little bend in the knee and then make sure you're stepping, okay? That's the remedy for the knee. One more time. And let's shake that out just a little bit. Grab your ball. Let's work a little bit for the forearm, the grip, and the wrist. If you're using a pillow, grab your pillow. That's what we're doing. We're grabbing with our claws, and then we're going to start with the hand up and curl it down like that. So we've got this part going on, and the wrist and the grip. So if you've got arthritis in your hands, you adjust your grip however it's most comfortable for you, okay? If you're using a pillow, you're just grabbing that pillow like you're going to pull it off the bed, okay? So here we go. Now my ball, I'm going to have to help it up a little bit just because as I loosen the grip, the ball's too heavy and it falls out of my hand. So I give it just a little help to the top. It's almost like you're shooting a basket, right? Shooting for the trash can across the floor. Release. When my sister and I first moved out together, way back in the day, you know, we didn't have a TV or anything yet. That took quite a while. Other side, same thing. Our entertainment was wadding up all the packing newspaper. We used to pack your stuff in newspaper back then. And toss it into a box on the other side of the room. That was our evening entertainment. Good. So you're squeezing and you're lifting and lowering the wrist. One more. Good. Okay, we're going to switch it up. Other hand, this time we're curling up and curling down. So I want your palm facing upward. A little more work on the top. Okay, set your posture. Up, and then flat. Up, flat. I'm adjusting my grip a little bit. I've got a little bit of arthritis in the thumb, so the wide grip, I'm starting to feel it. You might be too. So just narrow that grip a little bit, narrow your fingers in a little bit, and that helps. 2 more times. 1 more. Let's do the other side. So this is forearm, this is not bicep. So I'm not doing this, okay? It's just the forearm. Squeeze, squeeze. 1 more. Good. Okay, let's have a seat. Put your ball, put your ball behind you or your pillow behind you. If you're using a pillow, this might not work quite as well unless it's really relatively firm and thick. Because what I want you to do is I want you to think, kind of a tall posture, and then I want to pull your belly button in and push your spine against the ball and tuck your hips up. Your pelvis comes up. So it's kind of like a little baby back bend and then a big C in the front. Neutral, C. Neutral. Now when I say neutral, I mean good posture. I don't mean, slouching in. I mean lift. Okay? So you're lifting through the top of your head all the time. Core work is what we're doing here. Front and back. 1 more. We're going to come back to the core in a little while. Good. Let's work on the shoulders a little bit. So grab your weights. Grab your weights. I'm going to turn this one down because it gets a little loud. A little screechy. Okay, grab your weights, 1 in each hand, stand or sit, either way, it doesn't matter. We're going to do an overhead press, and your overhead is up to you. So look, my elbows are here and my hands are here, and I want you to think kind of like you're sliding up the wall. You've got a wall right here and you're sliding the forearm up that wall, okay? So set your posture, and your fingertips are upward. If you're hanging onto a dumbbell, it's like this, okay? Now, we're gonna push to the top, and top is up to you. So maybe it's here, maybe it's here, maybe it's here. Whatever works for your shoulder, it all works the muscles, so don't stress that part. So elbows closed, now reach and lower. As you reach, your shoulders, I'm going to come closer so you can see, they want to do this. I want you to keep them pushed down nice and flat. Reach. So, you are standing in a super skinny hallway. Okay, so you can't be here and you can't be back here because you've got a wall behind you and a wall in front of you. 1 more. Good. Release. Does that make sense? A wall right in front and a wall right behind. So you got to keep your arm within that narrow space. Okay? Height of how high you push, totally your choice. So I'm going to go sideways and then I'll turn to the front. Round 2, up. Notice we're going slow, which isn't always fun because, well, it's all fun, right? but it makes it a little harder sometimes. Two more. Make sure you're breathing, okay? Don't hold your breath. Good, let's put it down. Put those weights down, grab a drink of water. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit for the lower leg. So you can sit or you can stand as you can with any exercise. If you're seated, you may or may not want some weights to help you. Okay? You can sit straight up, put your weights on your legs, bring them in just a little. See how there's a little bit of an angle here? So I'm lifting and lowering. If that's not enough, then lean into it with your body weight as well. So you're raising and lowering your heel, using your foot muscles, your calf, and the muscles around your shin. If you're gonna stand, you're gonna raise and lower with good posture. Raise and lower, lift, down. What I want you to think about, whether you're seated or standing, is that you are right over the center of your foot, okay? So you're not rolling out and you're not rolling in, but you're rolling straight up and down. And you can go a little wider if you need a little help with the balance, whatever works. Two more. Good. Okay, everybody have a seat. This time, inside, outside. So first, we're gonna have our feet just a little bit apart. This is gonna depend on the range of motion for your ankle, okay? But I'm gonna lift the outside of the sole of my shoe like this, okay? Both feet are gonna do this. So it's working the outside part. Sit tall, abs in, maybe lean forward slightly, lift, lift. So the inside of your shoe, the inside ridge stays on the ground the whole time. Lift, 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 lift. 3, 2, 1. Nice. Other way. So this time the outside ridge stays connected to the floor and the inside ridge lifts. But here's what I want you to think about. When you do this, it's not working these muscles. It's your bigger muscles, like I said earlier, are taking over. So hang on to your knees. Maybe even use your band as a reminder, okay? Because you don't want your knees to open. They're open just a bit. Lift the inside ridge of your shoe. I'm gonna pull it tighter so my knees stay closer together. So my feet, I don't know, depending on if your shoe has a shape to it or not, 2 to 3 inches apart. The outside ridge stays down. The inside ridge lifts and lowers, okay? Try not to move your knees very much. We got 2 more. 1 more. Good. Nice work. Put it down, grab a drink of water, and let's do a little more for the shoulders. Actually, let's do our biceps and triceps. Actually, we can do biceps and shoulders. So biceps and shoulders, we're gonna curl, half of a curl, so we're gonna stop here, then we're gonna lift the elbows out to the side. So you've got a plate of, you can decide what's on it. If I had my choice, you all know it would involve chocolate in some way. So I'm gonna half a curl, outside lift, half a curl, outside lift. So plate to your mouth, dump the plate. Plate to your mouth, dump the plate. That's what I would do if it was sauerkraut. I'm not a sauerkraut fan. I don't know why, just not. And release, good. That was round one. So we're gonna take the shoulders out of this one, and we're just gonna do reciprocal bicep curls, and we're gonna stay at the lower half. Lower half. Get the elbow right under the shoulder. See how mine are out here? I want you to pull them back. And try and stop. It's real easy to go higher. I want you to try and stop right there. Break. Hoping you're feeling it. I'm feeling it a little bit. All right. One more for the front of the arm. It is going to be a little bit of the front shoulder. So come on, come on. We're scooping and we're saying, come on, you guys. Come on, you guys. Scoop, scoop. Now, right now, I'm just scooping to the front and then it comes to the side. So, not reaching back. We're going to do that in a second. One more each side. Good. Now this time, let's do some tricep extensions. Stand or sit. Both arms come back, both arms come in. Look where my shoulders are. Drop them down. Squeeze them in like you're hanging on to corn on the cob behind you. You're either wider or narrower, wider, whatever works for you. Bend your knees a little, pull your belly in. And here we go. If you want to sit, that's fine. But I want you to use, even if you're seated, you're using your core, your front core, pulled in nice and strong to support your spine. Two more. Okay, remember the scoop forward, we're going to scoop backwards. So what I mean by that is I'm lifting my elbow, reaching down and scooping in. Making a circle that does not come in front of me. See if you can lift the elbow, shoulder down, lift the elbow, reach the elbow, straighten the arm, and then pull this right back up the side, not up the front, but up the side. So think about it. And try not to do this, okay? Now why do I want your weights to stay on the back side or the front or the side of the body? Makes it a little more work for the triceps, that's why. 3, 2, 1. Yeah? Okay. Hey, Peggy. Okay, one more for the back shoulder tricep. Are they holding up okay? This is kind of a lot in one round. So one arm's back and then switch. We are not swinging. There is no momentum and the weights do not come in front of your body. You are standing it flat against a wall. Clunk. They would hit the wall, okay? So one is up. Switch. 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 From the back. Switch. Switch. Well, the cat's away, the mice will play. Did you guys take a break while I wasn't looking? Good. All right, let's put these bad boys down for a minute. Grab a drink of water. While I have my hot flash. See if anyone's mowing out there or not. Ooh, it's nice and wet. Okay. We're going to work the core some more. So have a seat, grab your plate or plates. If you have low back issues or spinal stenosis, you can do this without weights. That's going to be up to you. I'm going to turn sideways again because I think you get a little bit better view. All right. So feet are kind of, knees are a little bit wide. They're not right out in front. If you have a pretty strong core, you can have your knees directly in front. But if you feel like it's too much pressure in the low back right above your sacrum, put those knees out a little bit and that'll relieve some of that pressure. Okay? So you decide, you're gonna lean and then you're gonna sit up. Back, 2, 3, up. Back, 2, 3, up. If this tempo doesn't work for you, choose your own tempo, right? You can do whatever you want, just like you do in class. You are in class, right? So I'm pulling my belly in. Last time. Yeah. All right, put your weights down, grab your band. Whoop. Sorry, you guys. Ooh, that was an accident. Again, technology. Okay, that's okay. We're gonna take a trip with Kenny. Have a beverage on the sand. Sounds good to me, right? Okay, so I'm gonna give myself, I can scoot forward a little bit, and that's gonna give me more tension. We're not using the shoulders, we're not using the arms, we're using the core. So we're using our abdominals to lean forward, and we're using our abdominals to return, okay? Now my chair is not the best for this one, but my legs are too short to use a dining room chair. I know. You feel for me, don't you? D, if you are watching, you feel my pain. Forward, forward, tall, tall. Feel free to sing it out. Let's do one more of these. All right, take a little pause. This time, I'm gonna turn forward, or a little bit of an angle maybe. I don't know, what can you guys see better? You're gonna lean, you're gonna rotate. As you come forward, you're rotating this shoulder toward this knee, giving a little bit of rotation, getting those obliques, the side pocket muscles. Here we go. You can adjust your knees and your feet to where your hip sockets feel really good, okay? You can kind of play around with that a little bit, because where you have your feet kind of makes a difference in how your torso is working. The other thing, we're not leaning into our feet, okay? So please don't lean your weight into your feet. I want you to think about bare feet, hot coals, okay? Your feet are on hot coals, and you don't want to touch down on them. So kind of lift the energy in your legs upward. As you cross over, feel more forward for sure. Last one. Let's do that same idea. Your feet don't push down, they're just barely on the floor. Because when you lean in, again, quads take the work. We want our core to do the work. So, hover or just barely touch down. You're not lifting your legs, but you're not pushing into your feet either. Hold tight. I also want you to pull up on the pelvic muscles that you're sitting on, okay? That pelvic floor, as you come forward, pulls upward, and your navel pulls inward. Relax your feet, don't push down. Good. We could just do this all day. One more, one more. Good, take a break. Okay. Let's stretch out just a little bit, and I'll give you a little update on my dismal Dr. Mario scores. You guys, I just can't get it together. My husband is the champ right now. That's gotta stop. He can't win this game forever. I've got to win at some point, or I'm gonna go crazy and be all grumpy. All right, hip stretch. Cross, or cross, or cross. I'm going to do here because this is what I need for today, and you're going to do what you need for today. So tip forward if you can. If it's enough of a stretch without tipping forward, that's great. Let's take a deep breath and just kind of relax. Exhale. That feels awesome to me. Let's switch feet. Remembering that one side isn't always work the same as the other side, especially if you've got post-surgery or injury. Sometimes you need to adjust one side differently. That's okay, you're doing what is right for your body today. Good. And release. Come on up. Let's stay seated, even if you're really flexible in your quads, just so that you're doing it different. It's good to do things different when we can. Knee down, so the goal is at least down versus here, okay? If you can straighten it down, or maybe you might be able to wiggle it back just a little bit. You're gonna tuck your glutes forward, and as soon as you start that tuck, you should feel that lengthen, and you should feel your hip flexor lengthen. If you need more, and if your back is stable, then you can tip back just a little bit. Again, do what feels good. Release. Let that front leg relax. Tuck the arm under, but hang on. Reach up and over, and as your hip reaches for the floor, your rib cage is reaching for the ceiling. So you should feel the stretch from your elbow down to the outside of your knee. Maybe you need to scoot it in toward the chair a little more. Bring it in and release. Let's do all that on the other side. So side saddle again. Straight down, or can you wiggle back a little? Tuck the hip under. And maybe you want this, maybe you don't. Remember, you're tucking your hips under, squeezing your rear end forward. Release, relax, tuck your back elbow in, reach up and over, hip down, ribs up. And if you need to, bring your knee closer into the chair. Forward with your knees, and we're going to work a little bit on flexibility and range of motion of the front of the shoulder. So we're going to do some dynamic stretching, which just basically means we've got stretch and movement together. So I want you to reach up and around, making a rainbow, and then you're going to look back as far as you can, comfortably, and then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, it might be that your range of motion is a little smaller, okay? No clicking sound, no clicking feeling within the joint. I don't want to hear or see that, okay? So you're going to decide on the size of the arc. Now notice where this hand is as the opposite hand reaches over. I've got it on the inside of the knee, and so I can push a little bit. I can rotate my torso and look back. So I've got core stretches, rotational stretches. The erectors in your back are stretching. And I've got shoulder, both mobility and flexibility. Okay? We don't do anything with just one, right? Nothing small here. One more. All right. So come on your elbows, on your knees like this, okay? You're going to take this hip and push it backwards while you keep your shoulders forward. The other hip is coming forward, so my hips are kind of doing that, okay? So my head is out here. Now switch sides. Now my left hip is pushing toward the back of my chair, and my right hip is pushing forward. Other side. So you're probably feeling that stretch right through here. Other side. Good. center up before you rise. So center and come on up. Let's open the arms as wide as we can with our shoulders down. If you can put your hands behind your head, that's fine. If you can't, that's fine too. Reach wide. Bring it out. This time, drop the shoulders, drop the arms, round them forward, belly in, chin down, reach to knee. And inhale up. Oh, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for coming. It's just such a privilege to be able to do this with everyone. So thank you again. I know I say the same thing every time, but you know that I mean it. I miss you guys so much, and I care so much that you continue moving. So thank you for joining me with that. Again, you know, I look at these posts later, so even after I go off, you can still pop in and comment. So if you have a question or there's a movement that's you're not sure about or that you would like to do differently, let me know, because I really want to be able to be in contact with you and help you out. And also, if you know of other silver people, hey Melanie, if you know other people who would enjoy doing silver that are members of the courthouse, let them know. You know, let them know that they can come and they can be with you apart and working out together. And we'll just keep plugging on as long as we need to keep plugging on this way. So thank you for your consistency. Thank you for being safe and being healthy. And I just hope that you have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you next week. We're not sure yet what the schedule's going to be, so I'm not quite sure where I'll be on that schedule. So I just look forward to seeing you again. Love you guys. God bless you. We'll see you soon.